Welcome back, mamas. Y'all, today we are going to talk about living in a state of expectancy and what that looks like as a mama, how you walk that out, and what it will do for your life. So let's get to it. Do you wish you had control of your days, that you had a rhythm, but instead feel overwhelmed, scattered, and like there's never enough time? You're in the right place. I'm Danielle, a recovering workaholic, wife, and stay-at-home mom of two girls. I've learned how to reclaim my time and find purpose and freedom so I can be present with my kids and feel like myself again. Here, we embrace where we are, but we don't stay there. So if you're ready to trade the chaos for clarity, the guilt for grace, and the endless to-do list for aligned flow, grab the kiddos a snack and toss in that laundry because I know you're multitasking, and let's do this because your time, your purpose, and you matter. Okay, mamas, so we have been talking about all month different things that you can do to create a solid foundation for your year, a solid foundation for your life, for this season of your life, different things you can do. And this past Tuesday, we talked about affirmations and how important I believe affirmations are in part of that foundation. And it's so important that I took the week that we were going to talk about goals and moved expectations up. So maybe we'll talk about goals next week. But today, I want to go a little bit deeper into the mindset of these affirmations and why they work and how to live in a state of expectancy, meaning that you are trusting that these things that you're believing for are actually going to happen. I'm going to start with a quote. This one is from Louise Hay, who says, "Affirmations are like seeds planted in soil. Poor soil, poor growth. Rich soil, abundant growth. The more you choose to think thoughts that make you feel good, the quicker the affirmations work." Okay? So the more that we think thoughts, we have to choose to think them, right? Because as we know, we choose all of our thoughts, right? When we have a thought, it might not be necessarily something we choose, but then what we do with that thought, that is what we are choosing, right? We can do a lot of things with those thoughts. We can take a negative thought and cancel it, kind of just get it out of there and choose to reframe it into a positive thought. But when we have rich soil, when we choose to think thoughts that are positive, the quicker that these affirmations are going to work, the quicker that you are going to see the results in your life from saying these affirmations to yourself over and over and over again, starting to solidify in them, believing them, living in a state of expectancy that even if you are not believing that is true right now, that you are believing that it will be true. You are believing that you will be that mom, or you will be that person, or you will be that thing, or you will feel those feelings, right? There are a lot of different affirmations that we talked about on Tuesday, and you may have taken the time to come up with some of your own, which I hope you will if you have not. But I really wanted to talk about how the mindset that we have is so important for those to be able to work so much quicker in your life when you are having this positive mindset. I've talked many times about my devotionals that I do. And the last one that I did was called Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And I absolutely loved it so much that I went and got her new one, or her newer one than that one. And now I forget what it's called, but it is all about abiding in God. And what abiding means in this book is living in a state of expectancy. And I'm like, that is exactly what we need to do in order for these to come true. And now I am living in a state of expectancy that God is going to guide me, that God is going to provide for me. And that is what she is talking about in this book. But I also believe that when you live in a state of expectancy, if you are fully trusting in God, then it is really going to help you even more on this journey. But if you are still struggling in that area, if you will will just live in a state of expectancy that these affirmations are going to come true. I believe with God, all things are possible, right? But even if you do not have that belief yet, hopefully you will. And also, you can still feed your mind with these positive things that will help these affirmations to take seed in your life, right? They will help you. I'm going to read one more quote here from Jesh DeRoe. Stop wanting things and put all of your energy into becoming the kind of person that would already have them. Stop wanting things and put all of your energy into becoming the kind of person that would already have them. That is exactly what we are doing, right? We don't need to sit there and wish for things, right? There are goals. If we do goal setting next week, which I think I still probably will do that next week, but we will talk about this where we can want for things, but if we don't put it into action, if we don't take the steps to become the person that would be able to achieve that goal, then it can never happen, right? We have to make some progress, do some work, and we can start becoming. Put your energy into that. Start becoming the person who already is the person who has those things, right? Or who is already the person who feels that particular way. Instead of, we talked about what ifs, and that might have been last week, right? That we talked about a lot of what ifs and how we do not need to focus on the what ifs. But what if we started thinking like, what if everything works out the way that we want it to, right? Or what if I am worthy of success? What if? What if I am worthy of success, right? All that success that I want, what if I'm worthy of it? I believe you are, but what if you started believing, what if I am, right? What if I really truly am? Because you are, but you have to start somewhere. What if I'm already on the right path? Right? Listening to this podcast, I'm going to say you are already on the right path, right? You are already on the right path. You are taking steps in the right direction, right? You just need to follow the breadcrumbs. Where are they leading you, right? Is it leading you to my coaching program? I don't know, maybe. Is it leading you to writing your own affirmations? Is it leading to coming up with those core beliefs on your own, coming up with your strengths and your weaknesses, figuring out what is truly important to you in this season? That is everything that we do in my coaching. And I promise you, I will baby step you through the process, but you will get there so much quicker with a helper like me, but you can do it on your own. I did it on my own, right? I did it on my own. It took me a lot longer than it needed to, but you can do this. You can do this, and you are worthy of everything that it is that you want, right? You just have to start believing it. Start believing it. I have a quote here I want to share that is from Simone Biles, who is, an expert Olympian gymnast, right? And she says, I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out because I know sometimes it feels like a really big risk to start dreaming these dreams. It seems like a really big risk to step outside of motherhood, to think of yourself as anything other than a mother right now. But you need to do that in order to thrive, or else you probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast, right? You need to do that for yourself and for your children. Because I know it may feel like a risk. Talking to your husband about it may feel like a risk. Just thinking the thoughts already feels possibly, I know for me, it was kind of like I felt guilty for wanting more for myself. I felt guilty for thinking that I wasn't happy, even though I had everything that I thought that I wanted, right? But I wasn't. And there was something missing. It was just a little something, right? It didn't mean that I didn't love my children. It didn't mean that I didn't want to stay home with them. I still did all of those things. It's just I needed a little bit of something more for myself. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know how to start on the path to get it, but I knew I wanted it. So let's live in a state of expectancy that you are going to have that. whatever that is for you. And maybe you don't even know what it is, right? I know when I started out, I did not really understand what it was that I even wanted. I just knew there was something. Right? I knew there was something more. I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what that meant. And that could mean, just a healthier version of yourself. It could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But you have to start making the progress towards it. You have to start taking the risks, because when you don't take the risk at all, you are just going to stay where you are. And that is not what you want. I promise you, you will be such a better mother when you are fulfilled in all the areas. You can really parent even from such a different place, from a better place. You will be a better mama. You will be a better wife, a better friend, a better daughter, a better everything when you are feeling like you're moving in the right direction, when you are being fulfilled, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean having everything that you want already, but it just means that you know that you're moving in that direction. You're on the path and you're starting to put your energy into becoming that person that you want to be versus staying stuck and wishing and wanting for more, right? And just take the risk. I know it does feel like a risk. I remember what that feels like, but I promise you that it's worth it. It is worth it. And this is exactly what we do in my coaching program. As I mentioned before, I would love to help you walk through this so that you can figure this out for yourself. You can sign up for a prioritization clarity call with me on my website at prioritizewithpurpose.com. And I would love to help you with this, but please start rooting in those affirmations. Start taking the steps to become. Feed your mind things that are positive. Do not allow the outside world to dictate your feelings, right? You can guard your heart, you can guard your mind, and you can fill your mind with positivity, with music, with whatever makes you happy. Things that are going to uplift you and bring you that positive feeling. Those are what you should be filling your days and your mind in any downtime that you have with, so that you can feel empowered to take that next step on the journey to becoming who it is that you want to be. So I promise I will do the goals next week. I just really felt like affirmations was a piece I did not want to miss out on. And that is something that I do truly believe is super important to your success in all of the other areas. And so until next week, y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, Mama. If so, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and then hit share and send this to a mom who needs this in her day. I'll meet you right back here next week. Keep smiling, y'all.